Rise up, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, kings and queens, friends, frenemies, and you agents. My name is Brother Marley. This is the Senegambi One channel. You are here today because we're talking about a sister who's tired of Ghana right now. So we're going to look at her points of view. Some things I agree with, some things I can give a different point of view to. It's going to be a jam-packed show. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go.
There are Americans coming over here being nasty, doing nasty things, and being bad to the locals.
Okay, I said that she was going to be, that she's not happy. So let me just say she's going to use some rather tasty language. All right?
Now let me flip the fucking script, okay? Let's talk about the fact that we get abused over here too.
Tasty.
The thing about Ghana is stop crying victim. Stop crying victim, because y'all cheat us out of a lot of stuff. Y'all invited us to come home, which by the thousands we did. We came running to Ghana. People sold their homes, moved out of their apartments, sold everything. Some people packed up containers and moved over here just to get over here and realize this is not our home. Y'all make us know in so many ways all the time that this is not our home. One, as you heard him, he called us foreigners. As far as you being pissed, y'all call us that. The Ghanaians call us that. We didn't make that word up. We didn't start calling ourselves that. We don't know that that's what y'all call the white people and the Chinese because we're not around them. But we know that that's what y'all call us. I ain't never heard the word before, Toby, till I came to Ghana. Okay. Y'all invite us home. Let's talk about what y'all do to us. Starting from the fucking before we get to the airport, we got to have a visa that we pay for to even enter our home. We have to pay to enter our home. We get to the air, we pay all this money for passports and visas, COVID shots at the time, to get here, and then we got to pay another $150 US dollars for another COVID test here in Ghana. That's Ghana doing that, not the US. That's y'all welcoming us home.
Now, if you've been listening to my videos, if you've been on this channel for a while, you'll know that I've also said on more than one occasion to get rid of this notion of coming back home. Coming back home is a trick bag. It's not real. It's more like you're coming back to a house you used to live in. And you're like, this is my bedroom. And someone who's lying on their bed is like, it's not your bedroom, it's my bedroom. Obviously, dramas are going to start. Another thing, the thing that was a bit different off for me was that, the sister was saying that you all invited us over here. Now, the government, the Ghanaian government invited people from the diaspora over. Yeah, but the people who live there, they didn't invite us. They didn't invite us over anyway, at all. So just it's semantics. Bear that in mind, because what you'll see is that nobody voted for us to come over to Africa. Like nobody voted for us to come over to Africa. We've just turned up by the container load. Like, yeah, I've come home now, and yeah, people are like, yo, no, we don't want you here. No one's asking you to come here. If you're coming over to Africa, you've got to dial that down, man. Dial that down. Because otherwise it'll have you thinking silly things. It's just not worth the hassle. You can come over here, yes. You can live a much nicer life, yes. Are you coming home? Not necessarily.
We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 US because I only had hundreds, because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? I said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart? He don't know this is like my 5th time coming through the airport.
Another semantic again. So it was the World Health Organization that said to take the second COVID shot. That wasn't Ghana doing that. Slight difference. Does it make any difference in the grand scheme of things? No, but let me just add that in there. Secondly, thing we're going through to different people, different areas, and people are begging you for some small change. That is very typical. Very, very typical. And that goes on regardless of where you're from. Like anyone coming through the airport, if you can afford a plane ticket, you can afford some small change. I don't agree with like having a conversation with people about it. People are just checking to see how much they can get out of you. So like, if you give them the $5 and $5 is what you can afford, give them the $5 and finish. You don't need to like explain yourself. No, that's the end. Story number 1. So me and my ex, we're at the airport. We've got our bags into the car. We're sitting in the car. All right. And she takes out of her bag a $50 bill. $50 at the time was like $1. She hands it to the gentleman who carried the trolley, pushed the trolley. Now he's pushed the trolley the distance of about 100 meters. Ain't no time, ain't no work. But obviously he's thinking they can get more, innit? So he says, "Oh, this is no good, this is too small." She says, "Oh, is it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Give me that one back. Give me that one back." So he goes, "Okay." So he takes the $50 back and she tells me, "Let's go. Start drive the car off." He's like, "Hey. So he's now trying to run after the car to stop the car. She goes, "Do you want a $50 now?" He says, "Yes." "Fine, take the $50. Let me keep going." No conversations required. Nah, that's not needed. Just pay what you can, pay what you can afford, and keep it pushing. Let them try and con the next man. You know, sweet talk the next lady. Let them do that. Don't you be the fool. Don't you be the fool in this conversation, in this situation. All right, let's move on.
I have never seen nowhere in any country or state where people have openly, it says $60 for foreigners, $30 for locals. Okay, you go to Cocoon Park, and I don't remember the price. Let's say $200 for foreigners, because that's what y'all call us. $40 for locals. You go to the castle, it's $60 for foreigners, $10 for locals. I ain't never seen that nowhere. I ain't never went nowhere in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada where it said you pay, if you a local, if you're from here, you pay $3 for a Coca-Cola, but if you're a foreigner, you pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. I ain't never seen that nowhere except Ghana. Nobody in the airport has ever asked me for no money for nothing. I ain't gonna say you, I have only seen that in Ghana.
So I did think about having a two-price system at the restaurant back in Gambia because I didn't want them to feel like they were not welcome or they're alienated. So for the majority of people, like the amount of money that you get as a salary would be equivalent to what I'll charge for 2 people to eat dinner at a restaurant. So what you get paid for the month would be equivalent of 2 people eating and drinking at the restaurant. So for many people, they are priced out of the restaurant experience. And I didn't want that. At the same time, I still wanted to turn over a profit. So my consideration was two prices, right? One for locals, one for non-locals. But even in trying to figure out the pricing, it just didn't make any sense. It just didn't make any sense because obviously, if you are a person who's visiting, when you see that actually you could have this, jerk chicken for £2, then why am I paying £7? I get it. It didn't make any sense. So I decided against it, just charge everybody the same price, and those Gambians who could afford it will come, and those who couldn't afford it didn't come.
This is home. Why don't you make this visa free for us? If this is home, why do we have to pay to be a resident? If this is home, why isn't our citizenship automatically given to us? Why did I have to pay in 2021 960 CDs for a green card, for a Ghana card? My husband didn't pay nothing. Now, I have heard locals in the crowd said that they had to pay 240 CDs. Why was there a KEA office right across the street from my store, little down from my store, where the Ghanaians go to get their Ghana card? Oh no, as an American, I had to pay a taxi to take me 3 hours away to Takoradi to get my Ghana card and pay 960 CDs for it. And to this day, I ain't never used it for nothing. What the fuck is it for?
Something similar to that happened to me over in Gambia. Now, before I continue, to the law enforcement agencies, the president and the government of the Gambia, this is not an admission of guilt. I'm talking to my family now.
To all law enforcement entities, this is not an admission of guilt. I am speaking to my family now.
Okay, good. That being said, the expectation is that if you travel to the Gambia with a British driver's license, that's good for 3 months. 3 months or 6 months? I think it's 3 months, they say. It's good for 3 months. After which point, you need to get yourself a Gambian driver's license. I always felt the Gambian driver's license was useless because Gambian driving licenses, you could buy those. You don't have to go for a test. You don't have to do nothing. You just buy it. And any person can drive around saying they got a license. So I didn't take it too seriously. Every time I'll come to a traffic stop, I know they're going to ask me for my license, and I'll be calculating in my head how long ago was 3 months ago, and I'll say I turned up in the country within that time. So it'd be like 2 years. They'd be like, "How long you been here?" "Oh, February." "Oh, February. Okay, cool. No problem." They give me my license back, and I keep going. Because at the end of the day, they don't have the systems here that they have over in the West. It's not like they could just run your license number and they get all the information.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know? How would they know? How would they know?
I can't.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about the fact that y'all welcomed us home and how this process looks to me. According to y'all, the ones of us that were stolen, because first of all, we're not all from here. I don't care what you have been taught and what you have been told. All black and brown people are not from here, okay? So let's talk about the process of coming home. We got stolen from our mother, our birth mother and father. 20 years later, we're probably 26 years old now. Our mother finds us and she said, "Baby, y'all come home. I miss you. Come back home. Get out them streets where they don't love you at and come home." So we drive, take a taxi, however we get to our mother's address, we get there. But before she let us come to the door, she says, "Oh, welcome home. But before you come in, can you pay me $300 to enter the door?" That's the visa to come home. So, okay, we happy to be home. So we paid $300 to our mother to step foot in her house because we're excited to be home to the motherland, okay? We get in there and now it's dinner time. And she has plates on the table for the kids that grew up in the house. And she has a plate on the table for me and my sister who was stolen years ago. And she says, "Oh, my daughters, because you didn't grow up here, my children get to eat free that grew up here, but because you were stolen and you're just coming back, I have to charge you $20 for a plate." So me and my sister, we're so happy to be home. We're confused. We pay her $20 for a plate. Okay. That's the cocoon shit. That's y'all giving us different prices for shit. Okay. Now we're at our mother's house and we're enjoying being there. We see something's a little weird, but we enjoy being back home with our mother. We decide we want to stay. And she goes, "Oh, you want to stay a little longer? You're going to have to pay me $1,000 every year to stay here. That's the residency. Now we're paying her for residency, even though she invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay? Now we pay the residency, and then we decide, you know what, we want to get on the birth certificate. We kind of like it here. It's a little weird, but we comfortable enough to stay here. And she tells us, oh, in order for you to stay here, I have to put my name on your birth certificate. That's going to be $3,000 each, please. And then I will put your name on the birth certificate and you will become a family member. That's the citizenship. That's the citizenship. So how are we home if we got to pay y'all? Why aren't the visas free?
You know, this is a very kind of sad situation, but it's not like irreparable. It's not irreparable. There's a mismatch of communication going on. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because the fact of the matter is, the problem is mindset. From what I can see, the problem is mindset. The mindset of those of us who are coming over to Africa, for many of us, is wrong. You know, we're coming over thinking that we're coming home. We've been told that this is where we're from. This is where we're coming. We're coming back home. We're coming to our homes. You know, the dream of coming back home has been with us since watching Roots on TV. When was that? 1977, something like that. The dream of coming home has been regurgitated and remixed over and over again for the last almost 50 years. So let's not beat ourselves up about it. This is something that has been perpetuated to us. That's the first thing. Second thing is the mindset of those ones and ones here on the continent. Your mindset is all wrong too. You see, there's this begging culture that goes on over here in Africa. It does nothing for you. You gain nothing from it. Asking people, oh, give me something, give me this, give me whatever's best from your heart and all this stuff. That is not business. Like, no one is respecting you for asking you to give you something. No. If you have a service that is like, I'm going to carry trolleys from the airport baggage claim to your car, have a desk, put a price on there for everyone to see, and those are people who want to get help will come to you and take the help, and those who do not want help will walk past. But for you to be like, by force, taking people's bags and then begging for my end, that puts you in a subservient position. You asking people for, or you looking to steal from people, take from people, from every little angle, every little chance you get. Yeah, you may win yourself $10 at the end of a day. You might make yourself $10 at the end of the day. But if you had a proper business with a price and a service and customer service, you make yourself $110 for the day. Stop with this thing of always putting yourself down. You know, I remember when the first time there was a Nigerian family moved into my area back in London. I don't even think I was 12 yet, because I think I was still at primary school. So this was before I was 12. This was years ago. I've had Nigerian children in my classrooms. Nobody is begging these people. No one's saying, hey, give me something small to help you with insert the blank, whatever. Give me something small to help you find your next job, or find you a friend, or hey, let's pretend I like you so you'll marry me. If you come over to the West, no one is begging you. So if people are coming to your country, don't bring yourself down and start begging people. I understand that you've gotten used to that kind of way of being because you've had Europeans coming here and they'll break off a little something, and you've had Chinese or whatever, and the Chinese look at you like you're just an item on a Walmart store shelf, so they could buy you, they could buy your family, buy your mum, buy your dad. I understand that's what you're used to. But the fact of the matter is, if you have people come in your country and they got the same skin tone as you, the conversation they've been having before coming over is that this is where they like to live. This is where they like to stay. This is where they like to retire. This is where they like to bring up their children. They're not coming here to like, let me take from you, let me take your land, let me take your family's heritage. They're not trying to do that. They'll need somewhere to live, so they'll say, can I buy some of your land? And you can say yes, or you can say no. No one is, it's not by force, so you don't need to be looking at people and thinking that the problem is people taking from you. No one is taking from you. People will buy from you, they'll offer you a fair price, and you have the choice to sell or not to sell. It's fine. Either way, it's up to you. No one's begging you. So you don't need to be looking down on nobody. And you certainly don't need to be bringing yourself down. So change your mindset. Understand these people are here for the betterment of themselves, but not at the cost of the betterment of you. They want to see you do better, and they want to do better. They do not want to do better because you are doing worse. That's not the correct way. The idea is that we all rise up together. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Woo, that was a good video. Anyway, you take care of yourself. This is your brother Marley. Until next time, peace.